I've spent 2014 listening to voters across the Hexham constituency, and I've found that people are working harder and harder but standing still. Families are struggling with bills that are growing faster than wages, and young people are taking on mountains of debt just to get a proper education and finding themselves with no job at the other end. And most importantly, we've got an NHS where we're facing restrictions to A&E services here in Hexham, with people waiting longer and longer to get the care they need. I've listened to many residents across the constituency, and I've met with a variety of different people, with trade unions, employers, small business owners, and I've visited two of our larger employers, SCA in Pudder and EGA in Hexham. And we discussed many issues, including the shortage of skills in engineering related subjects. And it's ridiculous that we've got a skills shortage at a time when youth employment remains stubbornly high. Government has a role in making sure that both of these problems are solved together. And I've seen firsthand the impact that Tory policies are having on people in our region. I've listened to people who have been hit by the bedroom tax, and one parent who was separated from their partner and had children to stay quite regularly still had to pay. I visited West Northumberland Food Bank, who do great work and continue to help individuals and families in crisis due to delays in support that now, unfortunately, seem to be designed into our welfare system. It doesn't have to be this way. I don't need reminding that there are only 4 short months until the general election, and this year we have the chance to change direction. A chance to build a recovery that benefits all and not just a few at the top. A chance to fight for fair wages that actually reward hard work. And a chance to elect a government who is bold enough to stand with the many in taking on vested interests, whether they're in the press or in the banks or in the energy sector. At the start of a new year, we should look forward, not back, which is why I can say with confidence that a Labour government will be a stark contrast to Cameron and Osborne's austerity-only approach. They have used the deficit as an excuse to sell off national assets like the Royal Mail and the East Coast Main Line to their rich friends, at the same time as actually growing, not cutting, the deficit. But the 2015 Labour government will also be different from the one that was elected in 1997. And of course I'll continue to challenge criticism of our achievements in office, such as opening Sure Start centres and rebuilding schools and hospitals. But we have learned from the past. We could have regulated the financial services sector, and we could have stayed out of Iraq. The Labour MPs voting to stay out of Syria shows that we have a far more measured approach to foreign policy, and our willingness to tax bankers' bonuses is evidence that we're not afraid to intervene when we see those at the top being rewarded for failure. I believe that we as a Labour Party have the right policies for the future of our region and for our country as a whole. There will be a long overdue increase in the minimum wage, which will reduce welfare spending by reducing the demand for in-work benefits. We'll address the ongoing crisis in our NHS and protect the services that people rely on. And we'll introduce fair rules on immigration, which not only address people's fears about the possible negative effects of immigration, but also end exploitation of workers. We'll repeal the unfair bedroom tax, and we'll build a reformed economy so that the benefits of growth are felt by working people and not just a few at the top. I'm very proud to be part of the forward-looking Labour Party, which puts the long-term future of the many before the short-term gains of the few. A Labour Party who represent the North and not just the South. And a Labour Party which needs your support to bring about the change that we all want to see. I'd like to finish by wishing you a happy new year and all the best to you and your friends and family for 2015. Thanks for watching.